it was in the right mindset to better environment as a whole. Um, you know, these people wanted these cars, and they just, it was a demand. There had been rallies, there had been, the documentary done on it. These cars were, I mean, the people knew what they were getting into. They knew that they wanted to make a change, and they supported this cause. But because of this, the power of car corporations or car manufacturers, the CEOs of those companies, their power greatly outweighs what the American public wants, and that is something that we really need to address. Basically, solar power has been around for centuries. It began with the Assyrians, when many they may have been the first to implement the use of solar energy by using magnifying lenses. It's over thousands of years old, and I mean, it went on from there, and we've used solar. The first solar collector was invented by Horace Benedict de Saussure in the year 1767, and I mean, we're 250 years later, and we're still designing and looking for cost reduction in utilizing the solar power, but we've had the ability to collect it and use it for thousands of years, and it doesn't make sense. I mean, President Obama argues, I mean, a lot, saying that his main reason for this offshore drilling is that it allows time for them to do research and to figure out how to build more electric cars, and for cheaper consumer, for them to purchase at an affordable price. But he pushes the issue off. That's all he's delaying. I mean, he's just doing is delaying the issue, and we've had the solar power for thousands of years, so there's no reason why we shouldn't have already done all the research on it. Solar power is just one of the many different energies that are environmental friendly. They basically would cost you less than using oil or coal or any of those natural resources. Geothermal energy, approximately $7,500 to install this in your house would basically run your house for the entire year without having to purchase any electricity. And actually, as of now, they're offering tax rebates that pay up to 30% on your purchase of these newly installed geothermal equipment. And so our government as a whole is kind of offering incentives right now. So, I mean, the American people need to kind of look into this and see what they can do to do their part in helping too. Geothermal, it can be used in a number of ways. It can be used in a closed loop system where the heat of Earth is exchanged to your home or business via water or other liquid. It can be used in an open loop system where air, water, and other liquid is heated by the Earth. Or also it can be used in a pond loop system. So, I mean, there's different ways that you can utilize that source. Another very efficient source, if you live by a river, is micro hydro system. It very simply just takes the energy available from a moving stream and converts it into usable energy. And for this system, it's roughly only $2,000 to install and run, and that will provide electricity to support your entire family for an entire year, or I mean, well, forever actually. It I mean, besides maintenance costs and etc. But overall, that I mean, these options are well available to everybody, and to spend $2,000 when overall in an entire year you might spend $2,000 just for electricity costs, and this will last for a long time. And the solar power systems, I mean, they're a little more expensive, but I mean, $20,000 will power a house, and I mean, extra energy on all these resources will or can be bought back by the government, and they usually do that. So I mean, in reality, you actually will at some point make money off of using these sources. Wind power is another very useful option, but I mean, it is more pricey too, $25,000 to basically run your house. But as a government and the communities and all the towns and organizations statewide, they have the money and the ability to install these wind power turbines that can be used to create energies for entire towns, and then therefore there isn't any use for coal or oil or any of these other natural resources that very soon are going to be gone. I guess nextly we'll go into talking about how Obama has given their reactors. This article I'm going to have read once again, so if you will, please listen and viewpoint on this.
Barack Obama pressed the start button on the first new construction of nuclear reactors in a generation today, announcing U.S. $8.3 billion in loan guarantees for the company building 2. Obama, in a visit to a job training center in Maryland, said the loan guarantees to the energy giant, Southern Company, would help launch the first wave of construction of new reactors in nearly 30 years, as well as advance his energy and climate agenda. To meet our growing energy needs and prevent the worst consequences of climate change, we'll need to increase our supply of nuclear power. It's that simple. Even though we have not broken ground on a new nuclear plant in nearly 30 years, nuclear energy remains our largest source of fuel that produces no carbon emissions, he said.